And welcome inside the Thomas and Mack Center for the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship here on the Mountain West Network. We've got 9-seed Fresno State. They got the win yesterday in the first round over Air Force. They move on to take on the top seed UNLV in this second round. Our first game of 4 today. Krista Blanc alongside Tammy Blackburn. And Tammy, this one an interesting one for Fresno State, the 9-seed knocking off 8-seed Air Force. That's always a tough battle, and it was yesterday as well.
They played pretty well yesterday. Fresno State coming in here to the quarterfinals, going up against the #1 seeded team in UNLV. And what a year for UNLV. And Krista, these teams met only one time this year, not twice. And it was a game where UNLV thinks maybe they did not play their best. And Fresno State says, we can be better. A win for the Rebels, 63-49. But I tell you, it's tournament time. The slate is clean. And Fresno State coming into this tournament having to win 4 while UNLV gets the automatic bye into that quarter.
Yep, Jamie White's team saying, okay, maybe we weren't playing our best towards the end of the regular season, but let's turn it up. It's a whole new season. And if you are Lindy LaRock on the other side for the Lady Rebels, you know you want to continue. They've got a 12-game winning streak going. They want to keep that going if they can here on the home court. So it's 9-seed Fresno State, 1-seed UNLV in this second round in the Mountain West Championship. We're getting ready for the starting lineups for you right after this. Welcome back inside the Thomas and Mack Center, ready for the first game of our second round here in the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship. And our starting lineups will look like this. You've got the 9-seed Fresno State Bulldogs. They'll kick it off with Taja Santa Maria, Keely Brown in the guard spot. Sydney Dedham, the 6'2 junior, with Mia Jacobs and Kylie Fox. Jacobs, an All-Mountain West Honorable Mention member this year. And then for Lindy LaRock's team, the top seed in this one, Ashley Scoggin. It's Kiara Jackson in the guard spots with Alyssa Durazo-Frescas. Desiree Young, the Mountain West Player of the Year. And Alyssa Brown, the junior out of Tucson, round off this explosive UNLV team, a team that's averaging 80 points per game. So, TB, if you're Fresno State, you've got to find a way to control some pace here and try to slow things down. And if you are the Lady Rebels, you want to get out and kick it up a notch.
You want to transition, right? So they want to take care of the ball. They want to rebound because they like their style of play with those 80 points a game. Listen, they have 2 players that average in double figures, but they got a lot of other players that give you about 9, 8, and 8 and 7. So well-balanced team for this UNLV team. And, you know, one of the best parts about Desiree Young's game is not just her offense, but the fact that she's an incredible defender represented on the all-defensive team as well. I love watching Young defend.
Incredible career that Desiree Young, the senior, has had. 4-time All-Mountain West, 3-time All-Defensive Team. And the tip is up, and it goes to the Bulldogs. They come in 15-17 overall. They had lost 3 straight coming into the tournament, but the win yesterday against Air Force turns that around. But prior to those 3 losses, Tammy, they had won 3 in a row. So a game, kind of an up and down roller coaster for them late in the season, as the reverse won't go for Jacobs. And UNLV looks ahead.
Fresno State plays with some pace offensively, which is good. Now UNLV just got a defensive stop, and they really, really want to get out in transition. And there it is. It's a miss, but there you see Alyssa Brown getting it done, getting the first bucket for UNLV.
Cleaning it up on the weak side, the junior out of Tucson, Arizona, in her 25th start of the season. Santa Maria, part of the all-freshman team this year for the Mountain West, out of Ontario, Canada. Just short on the shot.
Good job by Jackson for UNLV guarding Santa Maria. It's not an easy thing to do. She has a low center of gravity. Santa Maria, very good ball handler, very quick. Crossover is lethal, and she likes to get to the rim.
A freshman averaging 8 points a game, but also 4 assists. Primary ball handler. Here's Jackson driving it in, just short. And Brown with the rebound on the opposite side will bring it up. Keely Brown, the junior from Locust Grove, Georgia. 23 games last year and 11 starts, but she's in a full-time starter this year for the Bulldogs. A team with just 1 senior and only 2 starters back. Several transfer players, a lot of new faces for Jamie White. And it takes time when you've got so many new parts as the shot clock's down to 3. Jacobs off the iron. It'll go out of bounds the other way.
I don't mind Fresno State really working the shot clock, if you will. They're trying to just kind of get some pace and get a really good look. They passed up on maybe a good shot from the outside, but then you put Jacobs in a really tough situation where she's really far away from the basket, and she had a great closeout in her face by UNLV.
And I know they didn't get the shot to go, but you're right. They're a team that wants to slow it just a bit. And if you're UNLV, they are a team that will try to speed you up. So I thought it was a good job by the Bulldogs to kind of take their time and get a shot that they wanted. Inside to Young, banks it up high, just off the mark, so not letting her have that.
Yeah, but I'm super cool with that move. I mean, that's a really smart move by the player of the year, right? She didn't try to go inside where they were going to double, and they had great help there. She just turned, looked, and took a shot.
And she's so great with the bank, the far bank, and there's a takeaway. Quick hands by Scoggin. Out of bounds, it'll go the other way. Scoggin, the grad student from Dallas, Oregon. Missed a big chunk of last year's game, had the knee injury in January. It's great to see her back. Skip across. Barroso Frescas off the iron, long rebound. Scoggin tracking it down. Oh, and the travel for Young in the high post. She thought she was gonna have a backdoor cut, her teammate to go to, and couldn't stop herself. UNLV only averages 10 turnovers per game. They are forcing 14 on their opponents, and that's just their first. A bit of a drought for both sides. Fresno State got to find some offense. 0 for 3 to start this one. Where can they get it?
And if they can turn UNLV over, they'll pick up points off of turnovers. So it's important for UNLV to take care of the ball. One of the keys to the game.
Jacobs trying to get a little closer. Look at the help D coming over. Kicks it outside, and the shot just off for Santa Maria.
Ooh, Brown with the big rejection.
So it's going to stay with Fresno State.
But Jackson doing a really good job of just keeping Santa Maria in front of her.
Jacobs spinning it through, goes left, and just not quite getting the angle in the finish.
And UNLV switching on those screens, and you saw Durazo Frescas guarding Santa Maria, so they're doing a really good job. The communication early right now for UNLV defensively is very sharp, Krista.
Yeah, second turn of the game for the Lady Rebels. And it's getting physical inside the paint as Jacobs gets knocked to the hardwood. And a whistle and a foul gonna go against UNLV.
Yeah, Scoggin will pick that up. She pushed from behind, and she just got a little bit late on that one. And
fresh legs in for the Lady Rebels. Drive, reverse, pretty finish. Wow. Dejanay Harvey's checked in, making her presence known right off the bat.
What a great player she is. Really enjoyed watching her game yesterday against Air Force. She's quick, she's clever.
Neka Obiizor has checked in for UNLV, 1 in white, as well as Amarachi Kimpson, 33 in white.
Your freshman of the year.
All Mountain West honorable mention as well, 6th player of the year. What a season she's having, and she's coming in off the bench. And a shot clock violation forced. Good D by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that Fresno State, that was an excellent defensive series for them. I think their communication, they've gone up and down the court a couple times, plus playing yesterday against Air Force coming in. They're used to this pace because, Christy, yesterday Air Force set a pretty good tempo as well. You know Chris Gobrecht and that squad, they want to run. Fresno State not afraid to match the tempo of UNLV.
Yep, they can, and they bring in more fresh legs. Tamia Strickland checks in as Harvey skips it all the way across, falling to the court. Outside, high arcer off the mark, though, for Strickland. Not quite warmed up on that one, and she's here in the air ball.
Yeah, she wears that big knee brace on her left leg, does Strickland. Redshirted last year in 23 because of the knee.
Neither team getting the offense going. Major drought on both sides. And finally Young, she loves that bank shot.
And she just rises above Strickland. I mean, she just gets above, and you're right. It's that bank shot that's so good. And Strickland's trying to do everything she can to keep her in front, but Young has hops.
First points of the game for the player of the year. Loses her footing, and they work it inside. Jacobs with the bucket good. She's got her first points.
Love the move to the basket. Love the dive down low. And Fresno State finding her after Young gets caught up.
Jacobs leading scorer and rebounder for Fresno State as Obiizor tries to go in. It's tipped out. Another chance for UNLV.
Oh, Anita Ortega, one of our officials, is down.
We'll take the timeout. Yep. All tied up here in the first. Back inside the Thomas and Mack Center, a close one to start. Neither team really getting the offense going just yet. We're all tied up 4 apiece between 9 seed Fresno State and 1 seed UNLV. Krista Blunt, Tammy Blackburn with you. And this is a UNLV team. They're averaging 80 points per game. And TB, they're also a very good defensive team. I mean, they are keeping their opponents down to 59 points per game. And if you're Fresno State, you don't average quite 80, that is for certain. So you're going to try to keep things down. But they've been able to get out and run. I've been pretty impressed with the fact that they're willing to do so.
Yeah, I mean, they do such a great job of containing. They're switching that communication. And I like their pace so far. But here's the thing, Fresno State's not going to back down from them, right? I mean, and we're seeing that right now. They're trying to match that up. So
see if the defense can change it up. It looks like they've switched into a zone, Fresno State has. Brown tries to get the shot off, can't do it. So a mix-up of the D coming back out to try to maybe throw off the Lady Rebels. Santa Maria, the freshman, has been so good. Here's Harvey coming in off the bench. Shot won't go, and that's Brown.
Yeah, Brown just really cleared out defensive, just went up with that mindset, pursuing that defensive board.
Averages 8 boards per game. Big presence on the glass.
Oh no, Harvey is down for Fresno State. She is gimpy getting up in the corner there. She went down, and then of course that means somebody's open, and UNLV takes advantage of it, but she is kind of walking up the court gingerly right now on the left-hand side in that wing position.
Yep, she's feeling it. Kara Jackson with the bucket at the other end. And here's Harvey trying to shake off maybe a little tweak in the ankle. High archer drops for Jacobs.
That's what Harvey does. She can just create. I mean, that's a great shot, just spotting up, but how about Harvey creating all that? That comes from Harvey.
Help D coming over out of the zone. You can see Brown saying, okay, I've got position, got the hand up. Substitutions back in. Ashley Scoggin back on. Detman in for the Bulldogs. And again, Lady Rebels finding some offense. 1-point lead for Fresno State, or excuse me, for UNLV. Rebound off the, or shot off the mark. There's the rebound though to Obi Izor. And Jackson will quickly bring it up. Defense trying to stop her, but can't.
Push.
Yeah.
That's a great push. That is transition. That is UNLV basketball right there. And that is what Lindy LaRocque wants to see, is just grab the ball and go.
Yep, that's Jackson saying, if you're not going to get set in that zone D, because I'm going to keep going until you try to stop me.
Well, and she's finding the seams, right? Fresno State, some of these teams yesterday played in a zone. We saw that in several of the 3 games yesterday. And I thought the zone defense got attacked well. I thought these opponents really kind of adjusted and they were attacking. Ball reversal really helps there.
Inbound, and it rattles down. A good shot there for Kylie Fox, the freshman out of Richland, Washington. First points of the game for her. Young back in the high post. She loves the mid-range jumpers. 4 points for Young. It's back to a 3-point lead for UNLV. Skip all the way across. That one rattles around and out for Brown.
Here comes Scoggin. Look at her push. That quick outlet by Young. Young, I mean, they don't waste a whole lot of time, Krista, on their outlet. They're looking to literally call outlet, ball, and they want to go.
Boy, good spacing also. Splitting the 2 defenders. Kempson, bodies down, multiple bodies, both sides.
Wow. Look at how the freshman attacked the zone. Kempson got in between, floated that shot up and did a really good job. They'll get a 30-second timeout here, will Fresno State, as bodies were flying. But so far right now, I like how Fresno State is keeping this game tight against the #1 seeded team, UNLV, who has a 5-point lead over Fresno State. And it will be important, Krista, for UNLV to continue to look in ways to attack that zone if Fresno State stays in the zone. Now, I think they're going to mix it up and go maybe on a miss. They'll go player to player. On a make, they'll try to get back and set their defense.
I like that defensive switch. I think it did throw UNLV off just for a little bit, and that's really the game here, like you said. Keep it close. Stay within it, because the Bulldogs not shooting their best right now, 29% compared to 43%, and so it's hard to keep it close, but they've done a nice job so far, and we'll see if they stick with it or if they mix it up on the Lady Rebels.
Krista, no surprise that you have balanced scoring right now for UNLV at 14 points. You've got 5 players that have scored for this Rebel team, as opposed to Fresno State. You've got Jacobs, who's been the primary scorer, with 5 points.
Well, that makes him so hard to defend, doesn't it, to have so many different options. The Lady Rebels ranked in the top 25, number 23 this past week, as into the lane, and good, the finish by Binta Jata, the junior from Senegal.
Boy, I love the footwork by her and her ability. I mean, that looked somewhat like a little bit of a Euro step, but how she created that, pretty impressive.
What a nice addition, the transfer from McLennan Community College this past year. One of those new faces, and that one is nothing but net. The extra pass to Brown pays off.
So 6'1" junior out of Tucson, Arizona, came to play today. Alyssa Brown. She's played in every game so far. She's got 24 starts on the season.
But cutting into the 6-point deficit, not giving up. That's Fox, another bucket for her, and she has 4 points.
Brown, Krista, Alyssa Brown for UNLV. She's got 5. She averages 6, and they're going to need every single one of those from Brown.
About a 1 second differential, shot clock, game clock. First quarter, a fast one, winding down, and a 4-point lead for the top seed and the regular season champs for the 3rd year in a row, UNLV. Young with the clock winding down. Too quick of a pass. They lose it out of bounds, and with 4 ticks left, a chance for Fresno State to cut into the deficit once again.
Pressure here, full court by UNLV. They want to make them work. Only 4 seconds. You've got to try to deny that inbound pass. Just keep.
And a takeaway at the last second, and it goes in. What a play by Kiera Jackson. Hustle play, creating offense.
4 seconds left. UNLV, the pressure, the buzzer beater.
First quarter in the books here inside the Thomas and Mack Center. Second round, and the top seed UNLV with a 6-point lead to 9 seed Fresno State. Krista Blank, Tammy Blackburn with you. And how about this play, TB?
Yeah, buzzer beater. See, there was pressure. There was 4 seconds left, which gave Fresno State the opportunity to heave a shot, but it was number 3 for UNLV, Jackson.
Balanced attack by UNLV. Every player that was out there other than Obi Izor, who had come in, scored. The top seeded team, only 2 losses on the season, just 1 loss in conference play. That was to New Mexico, and it was a 3-point loss, and that's a pretty swish right there for Kimpson.
I tell you, she has been a freshman that has played an incredible season, and for being as young as she has really put this Mountain West Conference on notice this season.
Yeah, 5 points in 6 minutes for Kimpson. All Mountain West honorable mention member, the freshman of the year, you said it earlier. Shot clock winding down. Jada trying to get some room, but the defense was right there. Brown with the block.
This is an opportunity. UNLV knows that Jacobs, the leading scorer, is not in the game. And how about Brown? She is feeling it, Krista Blank.
Above her average, she's got 8 points, only averaging 6 points per game, and loving this opportunity with the start.
Guess who's at the scores table? Mia Jacobs.
Yep.
25 points yesterday against Air Force, which tied the 3rd highest output by a player in Mountain West Conference tournament debut.
Constantinido has checked in, the freshman from Germany. Just off the mark with that one. It'll make its way out of play, and now fresh legs back in and some of the starters back on.
Big 2 come back in for Fresno State. Detman, and Jacobs, and you really need them to get involved. We've got to get some output from Detman. You got to get some scoring, and Jacobs needs to continue. She's leading the Bulldogs with 5 points.
Yeah, Harvey stays out there as well, 50 in red, and they fall back into the zone. And UNLV's been doing a better job in breaking it down. They work it inside to their leading scorer.
Can't let Young get behind the defense in that zone, and that's where she's going to go. She's going to try to go underneath the zone, get back, and she's going to call for the ball, and her teammates are going to find her.
That's where I say, how long will Fresno State stay in the zone? Will they now, as UNLV has started to break it down, maybe switch out of it again? We'll see. Almost a takeaway.
It's a question for a coach always about zone and man. Can we play player to player? Are we capable of being able to guard one-on-one? Can we communicate? Can we switch if we want to switch? Can we stay with them? Can we work over the top of screens? Or are we better in this lineup in a zone?
10 on the shot clock for the Bulldogs. And they work the inbound. Harvey brings it around. Shot clock to 5. Jacobs trying to get just a little bit closer, gets the shot off, got tripped up, no whistle, and a shot clock violation. She's slow to get up. She's just going to lace it up tighter. But she might have tweaked the ankle as she tripped through. And while she's down there just fixing the shoelace. And good to know, Anita Ortega, our official, is doing okay. She got tripped up, was worried about the ankle, but she's out there. Michael Price and Dion Lewis and Anita Ortega, our trio out there today.
We do have an alternate in the event that Anita could not go. Iffy Seals is on standby as the alternate.
Santa Maria looking for some help.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful. High to low, and just a little bit short. A second chance, no whistle, they play on. It will stay with Fresno State, and I think Mia Jacobs saying, I thought there was a bit of contact there, and having a chat with the official.
Especially on the second attempt by Jacobs, right? Yep. I mean, I think she just kind of missed. She really fell short on that first attempt, but that was a really good look, and I like her dive, turn, and dive to the basket.
I think in watching that replay, I might be in agreement with her. I think she got clocked. Using the screen, Harvey. Shot won't go. And for Fresno State, tough shooting to start this quarter. And they're down below 30% for UNLV, up at 60%.
UNLV's not going to take their foot off the gas. They want to finish the 7 minutes in this second quarter and go into halftime with a big lead. They can put a century points up on the board if you want them to.
This is their largest lead of the game. And a rebound for Young. Yeah, you speak of the century mark. They finished their last 2 games of the regular season. Against San Diego State, they scored 100, and at Utah State, 104. That's how they finished the regular season.
Yeah, not only did they do that, but they held San Diego State to 41 points.
Yeah, they weren't giving up anything either. And maybe that'll open things up for Durazo Fresca. She's been looking for it, the junior from Newport Beach, California.
Really love her game. Just love the way that she goes out and plays her role. She's not trying to do too much. She stays within herself, plays within herself in the system that they want to run.
Yeah, her first points of the game. She has 3. Knocked out of play. Kobe Izor is going to come back in. And it was a long rebound. The extra effort, a second chance, TB, and she made him pay. So that long rebound tipped around. Nine on the shot clock. Fresno State needs to find some offense. Oh, a good look for Harvey, but she couldn't get it to drop. And it looks like it's going to stay right here. Franka Wittenberg's going to come in, the sophomore out of Heidelsheim, Germany.
Played with the Germany youth national team, U15 through U18. Great experience. You got a lot of international players with Fresno State. It definitely shows, including Jacobs.
Yeah, I like that.
Australia. Yeah, I do too.
They bring a different maturity and a different level of play to the college game.
Santa Maria, the great freshman for this Fresno State team. She's from Ontario, Canada.
Part of their youth system as well. And extra effort on the glass. The jump ball, it's going to stay with the Bulldogs. 6:09 remaining in the quarter. And they need to find some offense. A little bump from behind and a takeaway. Here's Jackson. And not able to get the angle to pass too long. And the Bulldogs trying to push. Jacobs sticks it. Defense to offense for Fresno State.
Transition has to be the game for Fresno State as well. You see that they've got a transition game. If they can keep Jacobs just a step away and bring her away from the basket in transition, she can drain that shot 9 times out of 10.
And she does just that. She's got 7 points, and hard push there for Scoggin to the floor.
Yeah, Wittenberg just got her with the body. I think Scoggin knows now that she's got a quick first step, and I think she wants to attack, whether that's going to be a player-to-player or a zone. She had Wittenberg on her, and Scoggin really has the mindset that she can beat anybody with her speed.
Just the first team foul for Fresno State. Kimpson back in. She is so quick, and she drives it in. She gets fouled and will go to the line.
You know what I admire about her game is that she backs down from nobody as a freshman, right? You're coming out of high school learning this level of play. You're going against veteran talent. She knows how to draw the foul. She's not afraid to draw contact and go hard to the rim. And for being a freshman, having that mentality is very impressive at this young.
Yeah, certainly is. She's grown in her confidence throughout the season, getting extended play. The freshman from Little Elm, Texas, was the number 18 player in the state of Texas coming in. Over 2,000 career points throughout her high school career, so she knows how to score it.
Imagine how great she's going to be in this system as a continued player who will not only be a 3-level scorer, right? I mean, she'll continue to develop how well she can become a 3-level scorer.
A lane violation gives her another chance at the stripe. Tough break for Fresno State, and she makes them pay. Lady Rebels applying some full court pressure. And bringing it up, it's Wittenberg. Hounded by Jackson. Picks it up, needs some help.
Yeah, got to move. You got to go back to the ball when your teammate picks up their dribble.
Five on the shot clock. Spin move by Wittenberg, and the finish is good. Nice move and attack by Wittenberg.
The reverse spin. I love the reverse spin. You can shake a defender pretty quick with that move.
Quick shot by Scoggin, no good. An opportunity for the Bulldogs to try to chip away at this deficit. Wittenberg just 1 minute against Air Force yesterday, but getting some extended play right now.
She's a good matchup for this Lady Rebel team. You know that she is a strong player. You see what she can do offensively, but she's a good match in terms of scout and fit.
Yeah, she's a physical guard, and you've got a lot of that coming at you from UNLV. Shot clock to 5. Got to recognize, and she does. Puts the 3 up at the buzzer. Wittenberg, a 26% three-point shooter.
She's got 5. 2 for 2 for Wittenberg. Some quick points for Jamie White and this Fresno State team, which they need, but what a quick answer by UNLV.
Yep, go back to your go-to. And they extend the lead back out to 14. Just when you think you've got a couple of punches, Fresno State, UNLV has an answer.
UNLV switching up on that ball screen right there on the outside.
Oh, high-low is a nice idea, but Strickland not able to finish. And spotting up left side, Kimpson hits it.
Yep. Downtown, Kimpson.
38% three-point shooter. This is a UNLV team that averages 8 threes per game, and they are already up to 5 in this first half.
Kimpson, who leads all the Lady Rebels in scoring right now with double digits, 10 points.
Back up to the largest lead for UNLV, up 17. Good hustle from Kimpson. Going for the takeaway. It's a jump ball. Going to stay with the Bulldogs. With 3:17 remaining, it's UNLV with their largest lead of the game.
Kimpson, the freshman of the year, not backing down from anybody, trying to extend this UNLV lead.
inside the Thomas and Mack, and so do we. Second round action in the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship. Top seed UNLV with the 17-point lead over 9 seed Fresno State. These two teams met up just one time. It was on February 10th, and it was at Fresno State. And UNLV took care of business. That time the Bulldogs, they held UNLV way below their average of 80 points a game to just 63, but they were not able to hit theirs either. They were held to just 49, and right now having a tough time finding the offense, shooting 31%, but UNLV on fire and not recognizing out of that timeout the shot clock. So the violation will send it the other direction.
Krista, I know this is looking too far ahead because we are on day 2 in the quarterfinals, but UNLV is thinking they want to come in here and they want to run the table. They want to automatically get the berth to the NCAA tournament. If UNLV goes on to win this tournament, it will mark the 2nd straight season for 30 wins. At 27-2, they got to win 3, and it could be a 30-win season. That's very, very impressive. And excluding UConn, 4 other major non-conferences, Krista, in the last 25 years have notched back-to-back 30-win seasons.
Yeah.
Impressive.
It certainly is. They come in on a 12-game winning streak, and the number 23 team in the nation, with just 2 losses on the regular season, the 1 loss to New Mexico in the conference season as Obi Izor gets the first free throw. And they'd be looking for their 3rd tournament championship, and it would be 3 in a row for them if they could do just that. A team with 3 starters back, a couple of seniors, a couple of new faces for Lindy LaRocque, and 3 freshmen, so some new youth as well. And the defense on par as the takeaway. Jackson has such quick hands. She's a first-team All-Mountain West member, is Kiera Jackson, the junior.
Well-deserved.
Yep.
On that honor.
She's having an exceptional season. Leads the team in assists, about 4 a game, but also scoring 11 points a game as a scoring point guard, always a plus.
Yep, just such a great ball handler, right? I mean, Lindy LaRocque knows what she's going to get when Jackson is in the game.
Fresno State had been in a zone for a big chunk of the earlier quarter, and now they've gone back to player as Obi Izor works her way across, and she gets fouled. And it's going to go against Constantinito, who's come back in, 6'2" freshman. Second personal on her, that's the team's 5th, and so Obi Izor will go to the stripe. Great to see her back and healthy. One of those 2 seniors for UNLV, out last year in December, had 8 starts, and then was having such an exceptional season, and then went out with the knee injury. So great to see her back. First free throw off the mark, though. She's an 88% free thrower. That doesn't happen very often.
You might remember in 2022 that All-Mountain West Conference 6th player of the year for Obi Izor.
Yeah. Long rebound off the miss.
That's the hustle play at Jackson. That's what you love. Those are things that are just not teachable, right?
Yep. Her instinct to get there and get it. Help D trying to come over on Obi Izor. And she works her way to the opposite side. And now to the other side, the other block. Oh, they'll say, nope. Wave the shot off. The foul was on the floor. And UNLV was hoping for continuation, not going to get it.
You just watch Obi Izor work, right? She came all the way from one side underneath. She missed a shot, almost passed it to herself, went and got it. But look at her hips and her legs. She's just clearing bodies out with her strength. She keeps moving. She keeps her feet light. And that's how she goes and gets it. Here it is right here. She's going to make a move, and then she finishes right there. But it was a move prior to that where she missed. She came back on the other side. Just a very strong player.
And just off with her free throws so far. 0 for 3 from the stripe. Again, 88% free thrower is the senior, but it's a 7-0 run for UNLV. It's helped them extend this lead now. Their largest of the game, trying to add to it, and finally does.
Fresno State, meanwhile, just looking for buckets. With Mia Jacobs, who's not in the game. She's been going in and out.
3 points for Obi Izor. Yeah, Jacobs, the leading scorer for the Bulldogs, averaging 14 a game.
Got to get Harvey going a little bit. She gives you about 9 a game. She can create. She's only got 2 here in the first half.
Jada, they'll call the travel. Defense cutting her off. Good job by Desiree Young to step over, force the turnover. 7 turns for the Bulldogs. And an 8-0 UNLV run with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. It's been a fairly fast pace, and right now UNLV right on track to hit their average of 80 a game. Jackson fades it, gets the shooter's touch.
Jackson is forced oftentimes to make very difficult shots, and she's a scout player, right? She knows that teams are coming for her. She's that good that she's earned that. Opponents know they have to keep her in front and contain, but she still finds a way.
She and Kimpson both with 10 points apiece, the only players in double digits. Santa Maria. The extra passes trying to get an open look, and finally they do, but that one just off for Brown.
There were 9 seconds on the shot clock there, and the UNLV band was counting down 3, 2, 1, and I think that shot may have come from maybe hearing something.
Yeah, you can't trust the band, that's for sure.
You cannot trust the bands. Never trust the opponent's bands.
Good job by Harvey for Fresno State to knock that one out and stop the fast break. Under a minute left in the first half. Kimpson, what a special freshman she is.
Nice defense by Harvey. She keeps her dribble alive, though. You know, that's something that's pretty important. You don't pick up your dribble, and you give yourself a chance to bring something back out. But Harvey does a good job of containing Kimpson. That's a really good matchup. They can switch off, though. Fresno State's been doing that.
Yeah, I like the play of her. The inbound play, though, it works. Alyssa Brown adds to her total. She has 10 points. So 3 players for UNLV in double figures in this first half.
Yeah,
and
Kimpson, the freshman, and Jackson.
12-0 run for the Lady Rebels.
Scoring drought for Fresno State, almost 4 minutes.
And the defense tipping that one away. 10 on the shot clock for the Bulldogs. Way outside and way off the mark, unfortunately, for Keely Brown, the 37% three-point shooter, but maybe rushed that one just a bit.
Plenty of time for UNLV to get a look that they want. They'll get downhill.
Largest lead of the game and trying to add to it. Clock to 3. Jackson just misses, and that will do it for the first half of action. What a first half it was. UNLV ending on a 12-0 run.
Good job by UNLV to find a way to get their points. We're going to go to the half.
We are getting things started here on day 2 of the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship. In our first quarterfinal matchup of the day, UNLV up 44-20 over Fresno State. Well, hi everyone, welcome inside the Thomas and Mack Center. I'm Bridget Howard. Well, yesterday the Mountain West announced the Players and Coach of the Year awards, and you might just recognize a few of those faces from this UNLV team. So let's take a look at who took home the honors.
Desiree Young from UNLV is the Mountain West Women's Basketball Player of the Year. The senior center led the Lady Rebels to a 3rd consecutive regular season title and the #1 seed in the Mountain West tournament. Young logged the 2nd most points in the league, putting up 343 on the year, leading the conference in rebounds with 164, en route to 12 double-doubles. The Las Vegas native is the 4th player in Mountain West history to be named Player of the Year twice in her career, becoming the 2nd Lady Rebel to win the honor multiple times. The Defensive Player of the Year is Anaya Ogman from New Mexico. Ogman helped the Lobos to a 12-6 league record, averaging over 14.5 points, nearly 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and close to 2 steals per game this season. The junior Lobos shot over 42% from the field and 72% from the free throw line. Ogman is the 2nd Lobo to be named the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, the 1st since the 2011-2012 season. Nia Wilson from New Mexico is the newcomer of the year in the Mountain West, becoming the 7th Lobo to earn the award. Wilson transferred into the league from Syracuse, immediately making a name for herself in conference action. She is 4th in the league in scoring, averaging over 17 points per game, while ranking 10th in assists with nearly 3 per game. The Lobo guard earned 3 Mountain West Player of the Week honors, averaging almost 34 minutes per game for the Cherry and Silver. Lady Rebels standout Amarachi Kimpson is both the 6th Player of the Year and Freshman of the Year. Kimpson earned 3 Mountain West Freshman of the Week honors while averaging nearly 11 points and 2 rebounds per game. The freshman guard ranked 17th in the league in scoring, shooting 54.5% from the field and 41% from long distance. The Scarlet and Gray Star is the 3rd Lady Rebel to be named Freshman of the Year, the 1st since the 2012-2013 season. She is the 4th UNLV player to be named 6th Player of the Year, the 3rd year in a row a Lady Rebel has earned the honor. The Mountain West Coach of the Year is Mike Bradbury from New Mexico. The Lobos leader guided the team to a 12-6 record in league action, en route to a #2 seed in the Mountain West tournament. Bradbury is just the 3rd coach from New Mexico to be named Mountain West Coach of the Year, the 1st since the 2014-2015 season.
Congratulations to all of our award winners. The Lady Rebels taking home quite a bit of hardware there in the postseason honors. They tied a school record, earning 3 Mountain West Best of the Year honors, with Desiree Young earning Player of the Year and Amarachi Kimpson with 6th Player and Freshman of the Year honors. Well, don't go anywhere because we've got loads more coming up for you after the break. Nate Kreckman and Jade Thomas join us to break down the first half. It's halftime of the first game of the quarterfinals of the 2024 Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship. At the break, the UNLV Lady Rebels up 44-20 over Fresno State. Well, we're courtside here. I'm now joined by Nate Kreckman and former Mountain West women's basketball player Jade Thomas. I'm Bridget Howard. Guys, just when you think the Lady Rebels are maybe getting off to a slow start, you never count them out. They're the best team in the conference for a reason. Jade, quick thoughts on UNLV and the way that they really just pulled away in this first half.
Yeah, I think they did what they wanted to do. They got to control the tempo as they wanted to, and I think just getting all the players involved, 3 in double-digit scoring already, and they just started off how they probably wanted to start off. Yeah,
pretty impressive. Nate, I know you have a lot of great things to say about UNLV, and are you even surprised at this point with the dominance in which they come out with in games, especially here in March?
Yeah, this is as efficient as they could possibly look in this opening half. 59% from the field, 5 of 8 from behind the arc. They're out rebounding Fresno State 20-13, holding the Bulldogs to just 29% shooting. And like Jade talked about, 3 Lady Rebels in double figures right now, including Alyssa Brown, 10.6 rebounds. Guys, she only has 1 double-double all season long, despite being the 3rd leading rebounder in the Mountain West. And we're on double-double watch the rest of the way here.
Yeah, we've been on double-double watch. We've been on triple-double watch here at the Mountain West Tournament. It's been a fun one so far here in the Thomas and Mack Center. Well, let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. We mentioned it. Both teams kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start, but once UNLV gets into a rhythm offensively, they are hard to stop. And you can see there Alyssa Brown, we talked about her. She's got 10 points already. She averages just 6 points a game already above her season average here in this first half. And you can just tell, I mean, we got the player of the year, Desiree Young, getting to work. Jade, you've played with the Lady Rebels. You know what they're gonna do. I mean, when you look at Desiree Young, you were her teammate. What makes her such a great player?
I mean, you can't pinpoint one thing with Desi, especially she's a great teammate on and off the court, but you just see how she's patient. You can tell in her freshman year she has gained a lot of patience throughout the years, and she waits and she doesn't fade away anymore, and you just see she faces up, sees what she has, and goes right up, and that's what I think makes her so dominant inside the paint.
Yeah, she's so dominant, and I mean, can we talk about her reactions when she plays on the court? She plays with so much energy, such a fun player to watch. Another one that's fun to watch, Kiera Jackson. How about that, the little floater for the buzzer beater to finish that first quarter. And when we look here, Amarachi Kimpson, she won 6th Player of the Year and Freshman of the Year in the Mountain West. Nate, curious your thoughts on what stands out to you about Kimpson and really how she's made a name for herself on a team that's as good as this one.
Well, when you're Lindy LaRocque and you can go to your second unit and there's no drop-off whatsoever, the way that Kimpson gets onto the floor, her shooting just spreads the floor. It opens things up for Desiree. You see Alyssa Durazo-Frescas. She had a little bit of a cold start. She finally got going right there. Franca Wittenberg came into the game and gave some really good minutes to Fresno State in that second quarter. A spin move to finish and beat Kiera Jackson right there. A 3 off the bounce from Wittenberg. A nice little run from Fresno State, but the Lady Rebels are just inevitable. A 12-0 run to close out that second quarter and lead it by 24 here at the break. Yeah, you talked about Kimpson. She comes into the game and she's just a spark plug for this Lady Rebel team, shooting 59% in that first half.
Yeah, and when you look at these stats, I mean, 63% from 3. This is a team that has been feeling themselves from beyond the arc. They tied 3-pointers made record on March 2nd against San Diego State with 16 made. This team is dangerous when they get going from beyond the arc, aren't they, Jade?
Yes, absolutely, and I think a crazy stat that we have to remember is that UNLV is their best in their 3rd quarter this season, and Fresno is their worst in the 3rd quarter. So this game, could it be over? Could it be finished? The 3rd quarter will be telling for both teams.
Average margin of victory last 2 games for UNLV, 59.5 points. They're going to have to pick it up a little bit in the second half.
They're looking for their 13th straight win. The dominance that UNLV plays with is undeniable, and they're led by Lindy LaRocque, who's looking for her 100th career head coaching win today. I mean, these two teams specifically, I mean, it's the Mountain West, great league for women's basketball, but UNLV, they really have been able to separate themselves in this league, haven't they, Nate?
Well, it's something else. This is the number 28 ranked team in the country in the net. They're playing a Fresno State team that is ranked number 204 today. The score indicates the mismatch there here at the half. For Fresno State, get Diogene Harvey going, get her to the rim, the drive and kick game with Mia Jacobs. You got to try to chip away, and most importantly, defend the three-point line, get stops. It's their only chance to get back in this thing. Going to be tough. UNLV's a machine, Jade.
Yeah, absolutely, especially because UNLV is first in scoring offense, first in scoring margin. So how are they going to finish this game?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. All right, well, don't go anywhere, because coming up after the break, we will have the second half for you between UNLV and Fresno State.
Ready for the third quarter or second half action in the second round of the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship inside the Thomas and Mack between top seed UNLV, 9 seed Fresno State. Krista Blunt, Tammy Blackburn with you. We are underway. The Lady Rebels, their largest lead going in at the break. They were on a 12-0 run. And a second chance adds to that run, TB.
How did Young get that up between the two defenders? Really an incredible move, the strength. I thought she was going to pass that ball out to the perimeter player spotting up, but she just decides to take it.
Fresno State, they got to find some offense. That's their leading scorer, and the shot just short. She picked up a couple of personal fouls. She sat and watched for quite a bit, and I think if you're the Bulldogs, you're going to have to keep her out there, fouls or not.
Yeah, you
they
got 20
are different
minutes
without her.
Yeah, it's winner, go home. And UNLV isn't going to take their foot off the pedal. So
Yep.
you gotta have your best out there. 20 more minutes.
Yep, certainly so. As continuing on, Durazo Frescas with the three ball. She shoots at 45% out there.
Roll the dice. We're in Vegas, right? Got to roll
Right.
the dice a little bit.
You do.
Win in Vegas.
Her second three of the game, and here's a shot up from Detman. Won't get it. And the trail. Durazo Frescas rattles another one. Back-to-back threes on both wings. She's got 3 threes in the game and 9 points for her.
And a quick timeout by head coach of Fresno State, Jamie White. She needs it. What a start to this third quarter for UNLV. 3 of their last 3.
go. There's a little Lady Rebel in the stands, and the fans for UNLV enjoying what they're seeing. They've already got 52 points. They continue that big run they had going in at halftime, TB, and they aren't letting up on the pedal. They know they got to keep the focus.
They're going to score. They're going to get their average at 80 the way that they're playing with the pace right now. They're shooting 61%. And how about this? 7 of 10 from downtown, thanks to players like Durazo Frescas and Alyssa Brown, as well as Kimson, the freshman of the year in this league.
They average 8 a game on the season, as the reverse won't go for Santa Maria, and UNLV trying to push tempo again. Yeah, but 2 quick ones for Durazo Frescas this half. She was calling for it earlier. When you got the hot hand, you got to get the ball. As Young working hard, sets a screen, cuts across, and they find her.
Well, and she's working the baseline, and they're just waiting for the ball reversal. So Durazo Frescas kind of, dribbles in and then kicks it out, and that just allows Desiree Young to actually have a really good look at a basket cut, and then she's isolated one-on-one, and she wins that battle 9 times out of 10.
Bulldogs got to find a way to stop this scoring run, as that one trickles off the iron for Santa Maria.
Oh, watch this in transition.
Young out on the break. Good transition D by the Bulldogs to get back and stop her.
Harvey did a nice job of hustling back. I think she saw that one early. She knew that ball was coming over the top. But Desiree Young running the floor and getting it from Jackson.
The freshman with the ball. Santa Maria averages 8 points a game. She's had a tough one. She has yet to score. As that one rolls across the rim and out for Harvey.
Harvey still with just 2 points, and she gives you 9 a game. And meanwhile, Alyssa Brown, she's got 13 now with that triple. Leads all scorers for UNLV.
Boy, the growth of her game. The junior out of Tucson, Arizona, with 25 starts on the season, had 20 starts last year in 32 games, but averaged 9 points a game, a little bit more of a scoring threat last year, only averaging 6 a game this year, but she's been looking for a shot in this one. Alyssa Brown with 13 points. What a game she's having, TB. 5 of 7 shooting, but she's perfect. 3 for 3 behind the arc with 4 assists. That's a great line she has going.
And, Kimson also has a great line. She's got 10 points. She's 3 of 4. She's perfect from three-point line. She's perfect from the free throw line. She's got 3 assists. She does not have a turnover. The freshman, no turnovers. And UNLV doing a great job of taking care of the ball. 6 turns in about 24 minutes of play.
Whistle and a foul. Harvey attacking the paint, and the foul's going to go against Alyssa Brown. And that's going to be her second. And the team's second. Dejanay Harvey to the stripe. Gets the first free throw, and it stops that big run by UNLV.
No matter how the points come for Fresno State, they have to take them. You got to stop the bleeding here.
I liked her aggressive attack of the paint, and she was able to get the second personal called as well on Brown. Scoggin back in for the Lady Rebels. Skips it all the way across to Macy James, who's checked in. We didn't see her in the first half. Junior from Fresno, California. She's wanting to go up against the Bulldogs. She gets fouled, and she's going to go to the line. Transfer from Oklahoma State this past season, played in just 10 games, 5 minutes a game. Got herself a little closer to the West Coast here in Las Vegas.
Well, and how about Lindy LaRock being able to look down her bench and, be so confident to be able to have the deep bench that she has. And I know the score is real lopsided at this point. UNLV is up by 36 points, but you go in and you get these players minutes, because when you make a run in this tournament and then you're going to the NCAA, you're going to need everybody. They're going to need time on the floor.
Absolutely. In her 4th season, so kind came over. We got a chance to chat with her prior to the game. She said, "You are going to love Kimson," as we had not seen her in person this season. But what a season, a 9-0 start for UNLV on the regular season. They faced an Arizona team, knocked them off. They got a win at Oklahoma. The loss at Seton Hall, not an easy place to play. And another loss on the year to New Mexico, the only loss in conference play.
Yeah, just admire how much Lindy LeBrock is winning, and she is a winner. And just winners win. That's just what she does. The leadership, she and her coaching staff do such a great job. But it's the players, too. They're the ones that have to go out and play and execute. They listen to their coaching staff, they execute, they play for them, and this is a real solid ball club.
Yep, and scorers. Brown adds to her total. She's got 15. She leads all scorers. She's been really tough to stop. And a takeaway by James. She'll bring it up. 8 turns for the Bulldogs. Both teams have taken care of it for the most part. With 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Obi Izor drives it up. Defense helping. Good rotation by the Bulldogs with the D there.
Here's Jacobs bringing it up the floor.
She had 7 points in the first half. She has not scored in this one. And a hand check on the perimeter is going to go against UNLV. That'll be the third team foul. It's going to go against Brown, and that is her third. That is a tough break for the Lady Rebels. Will take the timeout with 4:41 remaining in the third.
Mountain West basketball.
Quarter. This is the first of 4 today in our second round of the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship inside the Thomas and Mack Center. So glad you could be with us. And UNLV, the top seed, showing why. Up big over 9 seed Fresno State. This team's meeting just once in the regular season, and it was early February. UNLV got the win on that one. And for Fresno State, they had been on a little bit of a losing skid coming into the tournament. Got the win yesterday against Air Force. Did a lot of good things, and they knew it would take quite a bit to try to knock off this red-hot Lady Rebels team. But out of the timeout, a good one for the Bulldogs. And that was Constantinito, that 6'2" freshman from Germany coming in. Her first points of the game. I've been impressed with her. She's gotten some significant minutes in this one.
I think, she plays fearless. I mean, she comes in and she knows, like, what I'm supposed to do. She's saying, okay, give me the ball. I'm not going to be afraid to shoot. She may come off the bench, but she's got a good game in her.
Yeah, nice pickup. One of 4 freshmen. She played with her teammate, Franca Wittenberg, in the Under-20 European Championships a season ago. And always nice when you can kind of get those players that have played together. They have an experience and a chemistry, as that one's just off for Jacobs. Could have used that.
That too, and not only playing with your teammate, but going into the championships where you're playing against a level of talent that might even be better than you, and they're making you better. We talked a lot about that yesterday with this Fresno State team. I think these international players, I mean, they come in with a great deal of experience, and I like the way that Jamie White continues to build this program with both a mix of those that come from, domestic and international.
Yeah, it's a very new team. 3 transfer players, 4 freshmen, only 2 starters back from a season ago, but they have exceeded their wins last year. Just 10 wins on the season a season ago, 15 this year.
And you know what the transfer portal does as well, too. I mean, these can be great picks up. And look at this, Constantinido just, again, that fearlessness, taking it to the rim, saw the lane, little straight line drive.
Yep, I like the look. I like the aggressive play, and they cut in to the deficit as the Lady Rebels have been on a bit of a scoring drought the last couple of minutes, but whistle and a foul as Obi Izor takes it up. Second team foul on the Bulldogs, and it'll put her to the line, the senior from Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
She's one of 4 siblings. She got 2 brothers, 1 sister. That's quite a family. I'm sure there might have been some driveway battles if they had a basket out front.
Little competition there.
You don't know, yep.
Transferred in a few seasons ago from Youngstown State, and she was the Horizon League Freshman of the Year that year in 2021.
Great conference there in the Horizon League, real competitive and blue collarish, you know, working, and she's a great get. And Lindy LaRock, as she goes off, is just kind of coaching her up and teaching her and giving her a pat on the back, well deserved by Obi Izor.
Gets the free throws. She's got 5 points. McKenna Brackens has checked in for the Lady Rebels, 21 in white.
Good screen by Jacobs to try to free up Harvey, but she can't connect.
And there's Brackens with the rebound. Freshman out of Fairfield, Texas. This is an opportunity for Lindy LaRock to kind of go to her bench, get some, you know, tournament level minutes for these young players that haven't had a lot of play.
They need to feel like this is an NCAA tournament feel, right? This is what they need to get in. It's a good crowd. Your hometown comes out right here. And, you know, this Vegas community is really loving what Lindy LaRock and these Lady Rebels are doing.
Yep, they absolutely do. Using the screen, a tough shot for Jackson, and she sticks at another 3-ball for UNLV. That's their 9th in this one.
Speaking of loving this, I mean, this is a program and a community that loves what Jackson is bringing to the court.
2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And that went off the front of the iron for Wittenberg. And UNLV is going to run.
When I watch Jackson push like this, and look at this kick out, and Durazo Frescas, well, that looked like that was good on release. There is no question that Jackson is worthy of this All-Mountain West team honor in the postseason awards.
Young on the weak side board, but there was also a Bulldog there, and she's going to get whistled for the personal, and that's going to be her first, so she will take a seat. And Erica Collins is going to check in, the sophomore. With just under 2 minutes remaining and a largest lead of the game for UNLV.
11 players for UNLV have played.
Yep.
11 players.
That's a big plus. It allows you to rest legs also. You had the bye already, and then you get players in, you get kind of the blood flowing today, and then you finish this one off if you can, and you'll be ready for the next day. It's tough to play those back-to-back-to-backs, and a hard-fought game for Fresno State yesterday against Air Force. It always is.
Well, this is a new season. The second part, you have regular season, then you have tournament, and then you have NCAA tournament. UNLV is thinking about one game at a time, but remember, they come in, and if they run the table and win this tournament, it will be a 30-win season. We talked about that in the first half. They're not overlooking Fresno State. They're also not overlooking the winner of Nevada-Colorado State, which is in that bracket that we'll see next. Let's take a look at the replay here. Fresno State putting the ball on the ground. A good take. Hard foul.
Called the foul, though.
Kylie Fox is good off the dribble. Draws the contact.
And gets the free throw. Foul on Macy Spencer, who's checked in, the freshman out of Katy, Texas. UNLV, and some full court pressure and a little too much. Jacobs is going to get whistled. Third team foul on the Bulldogs.
Jacobs' third personal foul as well. I don't think it matters much with only less than a minute in this third, but Jacobs will go off. Don't want to pick up a quick fourth.
No, you're going to want her for the fourth.
You'll want her for the fourth.
Jana back in.
Trying to isolate Collins in the post. They don't have it. Good defense by Santa Maria. Doesn't want to let the pass go into the low block.
The quickness with the ball for Jackson, but her shot off the mark, and the Bulldogs not able to hang on. They give it right back.
Yeah, new 30 for UNLV, and this is just clock work right here for them.
10th turn of the game. I'm going to say, yep, 10 turns for
How about this?
Fresno State.
Krista, 1 turnover for UNLV in the 3rd quarter.
Yep. Yep, they're playing it clean, and they're scoring. Everything going their way. Skip all the way down to the corner.
Wow.
And sticks it. Macy Spencer. The 3 ball is good. Clock down. Shot is off and just short. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Wow, a 69-28. Holding the Bulldogs to just 8 points this quarter.
UNLV sharing the ball, doing a good job of draining him from the outside. 3 balls falling, field goals falling.
Three quarters in the books here in the 2nd round of the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship, and its top seed UNLV taking care of business right now, up 69-28 over 9 seed Fresno State. So glad you could be with us. Krista Blanc alongside Tammy Blackburn. 3 more 2nd round matchups to go. We've got some good ones a little later on the day. Next up, it's going to be 4 seed Nevada and 5 seed Colorado State. Those 4 and 5 seed matchups are always tough ones and fun ones. So stick around with us. It's tournament time. It is definitely March. See if the Bulldogs can clean up some things and get themselves back in it. It's a fairly young Fresno State team. Again, just 2 starters back, only 1 senior and 4 freshmen.
But rebuilding, getting some good minutes. Great experience here at the Mountain West Conference Tournament. Certainly not the way that they wanted to play this afternoon, but you are going against a team 27-2, the #1 team in this league. Only 1 team in this league has been able to knock off the Lady Rebels, and that is New Mexico, who we'll see later today at 5 p.m. versus the #7 seed San Diego State.
Yeah, that was a close one, a 3-point loss for the Lady Rebels as Maria Constantinito's free throw goes, the freshman out of Germany. She hasn't been to the line much, but she also hasn't had a lot of playing time this season. 1 for 2 from the stripe.
Jamie White doing such a great job at Fresno State, and using all the pieces, right? It's a puzzle piece today with the transfer portal and recruiting and high school players and who's staying and who's going. And obviously you want to coach players who want to stay and believe and be there for 3-4 years.
Yeah, she's in her 10th season as the head coach for the Bulldogs.
Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year in 2020. Spent a little time at Wyoming, obviously very familiar with the Mountain West.
Absolutely. Off the inbound, the shot no good for Scoggin. Foul was on Fox, her first. And the team's first. Kylie Fox 31 starts for the freshman this year. Out of Richland, Washington. 3-ball won't go for Keely Brown, and almost an O-board instead. Scoggin trying to push, but good transition D for the Bulldogs to get back. Up high and in. Amarachi Kimpson with the bucket. You know,
100%.
Lenny the Rock said, you're going to love this freshman. And we were like, yeah, I think we do.
She's shooting 100% from downtown, shooting 80% overall.
Just crazy. 13 points for her. 4 assists as well.
Played a lot of minutes, obviously. You know, Lindy LaRock, yeah.
Really impressive. That one won't go. Rebound to the Lady Rebels. Kimpson will bring it up. 6th player of the year has come off the bench the entire way this season. And that one taken back by Fresno State.
I think the thing about Kimpson I'm just so impressed with is at the defensive end. I mean, obviously, I love her offense, and, you know, player of the year, you're going to score a lot of points, and you're going to come in and make a way. But, man, she's defensively, she's on point.
Yep, she's quick. Hands up. The drive by Jada taken away thanks to Collins with her hands up. Got a piece of it. And one in continuation.
That might be a little exaggerated.
Fresh legs coming in. 4 new players for Fresno State.
Lasser in for Fresno State
for the first time today. Number 11 in red. Lacey James back in for UNLV. Oh, how about the second or third option off that inbound play, and hard foul call, yeah. A tough
Hard
one.
foul.
Knocking Brown to the court.
Yes, the time you knock Brown over, who's just so strong, so solid. You know, that's hard contact right there.
13 foul for the Bulldogs, but shooting on that one will put Brown to the stripe. She's had a really solid game today.
So if you're Lindy LaRock, you go in after the game, you say, hey, we needed to do 2 things. We needed to take care of the ball, and we need to rebound. Check and check. Turnovers, 7 so far for UNLV, and rebounds, out-rebounding, 35-21. I think the only thing Lindy LaRock might say is, we gave up 7 or 8 offensive boards to Fresno State. That's okay. I mean, they still really a complete game, Krista, so far for this UNLV team.
And but they've only given up 1 second chance point, right?
Yeah.
You know, they haven't
Those
given
boards
much.
have not been.
They've made up for it at the other end as hard contact in the lane.
17 assists for
Yep.
UNLV on 26 makes.
Yep.
Only have held Fresno State to just 6 assists, but only 11 makes for Fresno State. So good ratio there for Fresno State. Just haven't been able to score.
Foul on Jacobs, her 4th, and she's taking a look to see, am I coming out or not? Yep, Tamia Strickland's going to come back in. 7.5 minutes remaining in this one. The winner will move on to the semifinals tomorrow night. And they will face the winner of Nevada, Colorado State. That game coming up next. Off the foot of Collins, it'll go the other direction.
You know, it's interesting. UNLV was bringing the ball up, and you had James in the corner. Lindy LaRock walked all the way down to the corner on the sideline and just coached her up on that play. They play called for James right there. And she said, here's what you're going to do. Then they ran the play for her. James executed, did not finish it. But that's just great coaching and a great way to just get James the ball in her hand and just try to get her some more minutes and some more buckets for the junior.
Yeah, certainly so. Good patience by Santa Maria. She's just not been able to get her shot to drop today. Drives it up. She gets fouled and will maybe get her first points of this ball game.
Too many good players for this Fresno State team just have not been able to score.
Yep.
And certainly Santa Maria, one of those. And it's not, you know, I mean, it's not because she hasn't tried. I mean, she has the ball in her hand quite a bit. She's that facilitator. She's also, you know, kind of maybe a pass first type of player, but you got Santa Maria with 0 points. Detman, no points as well. Brown hasn't been able to score. Keely Brown, who's a starter.
Free throw good for Santa Maria. Her first points of this game, gets them both. And full court pressure from the Bulldogs. zone. We saw some of that earlier in the game. They stay in it. And it's UNLV making them pay. Finding the gap was Macy Spencer.
A little bit of a matchup zone there, too. The back line comes out, and they try to put a hand in Spencer's face as they know she's a long-range shooter, but Spencer, just a zone buster with that shot.
And 6 points for her off the bench. And a foul from behind. Goes against UNLV, just the team's third. So an inbound for Fresno State.
When's the last time we saw a team shooting 71% from three? And it's not like they haven't taken a whole bunch of shots. They've taken 17 attempts.
Yeah.
They're shooting 71%.
They sure are. That shot no good for Strickland, and UNLV outrunning again. Good D to get back from Lasser to knock it away. Crossover for Brackens, tries to get a little closer. Defense stays with her. A jump ball. That was Strickland with her.
Tie-up should stay with UNLV. Oh, Anita Ortega, our official, saying, come on back. Your ball.
Jackson,
wow,
so quick, drives it up, banks it good.
Tough scoop move. She didn't have a whole great angle, but she used the length of her arms and just reached out. What a play by Jackson.
She has 15. Lasser makes her way in. That one just a little too flat. Freshman out of Portland, Oregon.
Transition for UNLV is just crushing.
I love the extra pass, but not able to get it to go was Spencer. But good unselfish play by Durazo Frescas, because you know she can hit that wide open three.
Well, she's 3 of 6. She's shooting 50%. She definitely can.
And gave it up to her teammate. This UNLV team averages 16 assists per game. At this time, squeezing it up. That's Harvey with the bucket.
So strong is Harvey.
6 points for Harvey. Just under 5 minutes left in the game.
Great story about Harvey that we told yesterday, serving in the Army, military, putting in her time.
And you love that. You know she's tough. Off the iron for Brackens. And so quick. Help D coming over, the block off of her. It's gonna go the other direction. We'll take the timeout. 4.5 minutes remaining in the game, and UNLV up big. Oh, Kiera Jackson with the scoop. She's leading everybody. Enjoying themselves inside the Thomas and Mack as UNLV They are up in this one 78-33. They've been in complete control. The top seed looking to move on. Desi Ray Young fan got the signage. Got some of the little lady rebels. The little lady rebels, they're in the stands too, B.
Gotta love it. Dreaming.
Yep.
Someday.
Someday, someday. Lindy Rock's team taking care of business. Just 2 losses on the season and a 12-game winning streak. Trying to make it 13. And it looks as though they'll be able to do just that as Kimpson drives it left and gets fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. That's the 5th team foul, so UNLV also in the bonus with over 4 minutes remaining. That is a big plus for them.
Well, she makes both of these. UNLV hits their average of 80 points per game.
She gets that one. 14 points for Kimpson. Gets them both, give her 15. She is perfect from the line and 4 of 5 shooting from the floor, as well as perfect behind the 3-point arc.
Her game is so smooth, Krista.
Yeah, it is really impressive. 6A MVP, 3-time All-State in the state of Texas. Shot up, no good. Second chance, I like that play. That's Maria Constantinito.
Love the left hand.
Yep, she is really showing some
talent,
growth in her game, right? I have a feeling we'll see a lot of her next season. Just a freshman. Foul away from the ball. Obi Izor is going to come back out. Collins will come back in.
That foul, though, you know, you just mentioned bonus, and now that sends Brackens to the line. And what was a non-shooting foul because of the bonus, they'll just get 2 the rest of the way.
Jasmine Lott comes in, sophomore from Frisco, Texas. Hadn't seen her yet in this one. Oh, excuse me. That's Alana Chatfield for Fresno State. Sophomore from Melbourne. Yep, this is her 9th game on the year. 1 for 2 from the line for Brackens. And now some zone for UNLV. Into the gap, immediately looking for her shot is Chatfield. It's batted around, I think jump ball. It's gonna stay with Fresno State. 3:21 left, and the Bulldogs still fighting. And another look on the left side. Chatfield decides, let's work a little more clock. Didn't want to rush it.
Got to get ball reversal against that zone, though, if you're going to try to get any looks. Got to move the ball.
Down to 5. And using the curl, shot no good. That was for Constantinito. Jump ball to go the other direction.
Stepped into that 3-point shot, looked good on the release, but the shot clock was going down. And
it's been about 3 minutes that UNLV has had a field goal. They've gotten to the free throw line, but they haven't been able to get some jumpers to fall. High screen, trying to get Kimpson an opening. And a takeaway. Chatfield outrunning LeSueur. No good.
Nice job by Chatfield, though. Immediately looked up the floor. She had the ball, a couple dribbles, kept her eyes up, and hit LeSueur, but LeSueur just a little too much on that shot.
And UNLV happy to run some sets, run some clock.
Little Iverson set here that Lindy LaRocque will run, switch the guards on wing to wing, and
Macy James gets the shot off. She gets fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
It's a good look, good play. You can tell that Lindy LaRocque is really trying to involve Macy James here in the offense. At 5'9", just a, 5'11", a junior out of Fresno, California. We talked about that earlier, the transfer from Oklahoma State. wanting to come to a program to get more minutes, more experience in this program. She's a great fit for this program and for this system. Athletic, she can run in transition. You can't play for Lindy LaRock if you can't defend, rebound, and get out on the floor and run in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to play for Lindy LaRock.
That's right.
Gets the second. 1 for 2. She's got 3 points. Two minutes left in the game. UNLV trying to hang on to move on to the semifinals tomorrow. It's first of 4 quarterfinals. Chatfield shot no good. 3 down to Kimpson on the end line. She was trying to hang on. Wittenberg will inbound it. Get it to Chatfield. She'll take it left corner. Grazes the iron. Her shot's just been a little bit off. She's got a fairly nice looking release. Left wing, that one flat for Spencer. Minute and a half remaining. And Fresno State getting past Air Force in the first round, but just too much from UNLV today, this top seed.
Kept it close for a few minutes, Krista. UNLV pulled away, obviously being that #1 team. They just went on a massive scoring run.
Yeah, you know, 19-13 first quarter, so double-digit scoring in the first, but they have not scored in double digits any of the other quarters from that point on.
Yeah, they held Fresno State. It was that second quarter for Fresno State, only 7 points, and UNLV put up 25. Then you follow that up with a third quarter and 25 points. Kimpson just got contacted hard with Constantinito.
Yep, she sure did. Constantinito following her miss and gets whistled for the personal.
You got to be shooting.
Yep, they'll be at the free throw line with the bonus. 4th personal on Constantinito.
Kimpson will toe the line. Perfect 4 for 4 from the line.
And she's had a great game. 6 boards, 5 assists, and
only
15
1 turnover.
points. Yeah. She's had the ball in her hands a lot.
Yep.
It's the first. Can't get the second. So it'll be the 13th win in a row for UNLV. They'll move to 28-2 overall, and they will await the winner of our next quarterfinal, 4-seed Nevada, 5-seed Colorado State. That one we'll have coming up next at 2:30 Pacific time. Good box out by Collins.
Good shot in the corner. Good ball movement by Fresno State. That was ideal. That's the shot you want to work for, but Collins got inside position, defensive rebound, and now UNLV will just work their offense, try to run a couple ticks off this clock, get a shot.
Short, Collins tries to keep it alive. Into the hands, though, of the Bulldogs. A chance to maybe get a little bit more and can't get the layup.
The serve pretty quick.
And that will do it. Impressive performance today by UNLV. Their fans loving it.
Standing up, standing ovation from this community that's loving what the Lady Rebels have done.
They sure do. They will move on to the semifinals tomorrow night.
Congratulations to number 23, UNLV women's basketball team. That's their 28th victory of the season, Krista.
Solid win for Lindy LaRock and the top-seeded UNLV Lady Rebels. They take our first quarterfinal. We'll be back. Post-game show now. Jesse Kurtz, Nate Krukman, and Jay Thomas.